night ride on the tread.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. This is your girl, Miss Maggie T, with Kandid Room. This is where champagne kisses meets confessions, and I'm saying champagne all wrong. Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody that's in here can hear me good, can see me good, and everything else. Give you time to kind of get in and get your chance to get your sip on. Today I'm drinking water though. Just trying to discipline myself and everything else. So no alcohol for me tonight. But if you guys are in the chat, just say a hello, some hearts, whatever you want to put in there. Let me know that you are here. Also share this content out. I will have a special guest later. And you've seen Cosmic before. You know who he is. He's just running a little bit behind, but we're going to go ahead and get into some conversation. It's going to be a good one today. It's definitely going to be a good one. I'm excited about this one. And just want to make sure it is shared everywhere. Hope you guys are feeling okay today. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So in case people don't know who I am, of course, I'm Miss Maggie T Productions. And of course, you also know me as First Lady of the Atlanta Falcons Nation. But on this channel, we do a little bit more deep talking. We talk about real life here. And we keep it candid. So it's nothing that's sugar-coated or anything like that. So I'm excited to have you. If you're in the chat, let me know. But let's go ahead and get to the conversations today. I do have a bit of a motivational piece. Like I said, I'm just giving you guys a couple more minutes to get in here. I know YouTube just be delayed. So I'll kind of tell you about my weekend. Last week, we didn't have an episode because we just had a lot going on. Had the Red and Black event that took over my entire weekend. So come Monday, I was like, no, I needed the rest. So I know y'all probably was looking for us Monday, but here we are today. Okay. But the Red and Black event turned out amazing. I was happy to see that people that did show up. Because at first I wasn't even going to do the event, but people kept reaching out. Was like, you know what? You got to do it. Like, this is our third year doing the Red and Black event. For those that don't know, it's Atlanta Falcons Nation. So it's just like a place where fans get together and celebrate, because it was right after training camp. So it was perfect. We had drama perform. If you're in Atlanta, Mr. Left, Right. We had Keisha, the original Bird Lady, and the one and only, of course. And then she came through. We had the Dirty Bird, the Falcons Divas. They were there. Quite a few people that watch the Atlanta Falcons Nation channel. So I do appreciate everybody that did show up. And if you didn't show up, there'll be other more opportunities for us to get together, because I am going to be hosting some away game parties. But I might combine that with another group, because it looks like the Dirty Bird Nest has a spot over there in, where was it? Allsdale, I believe. So right by Six Flags. So if I combine with them, I'll let you know. If I decide to do my own thing, I would definitely let you know. So, but let's go ahead and get into the conversation. Let me know you in the chat. Throw some, hearts, kissy faces, whatever you say. Hey, I appreciate y'all tuning in to me. Like I said, make sure you're sharing this out and everything. So today it's going to be a deep one, and I want to bring up this motivational quote. I like to start off with some motivational moments, because a lot of us are going through some things, and including myself. And sometimes I forget that I'm not myself. I just go through the motions at times. And, I'm a mental health coach, but a lot of times mental health coaches, therapists, they also need their own type of therapy as well, because we do so much to help others. And then what that does is it drains us of our energies and things like that. So I have to remind myself sometimes when I'm feeling like I'm in a slump and everything else. So I had a good conversation with a good friend of mine today, and she was just basically like, I don't ever hear from you. It's like I'm just I isolate myself at times a lot. You guys see me on here, but after I'm doing these shows and all this kind of stuff, I kind of stick to myself. And I do have a bad habit of not reaching out to people. So something I have to work on, and everybody has to work on. So this quote I feel is fitting. Let me go ahead and see who's in the chat. Hey, Maisha, how you doing, love? This quote is fitting because some people do feel. I'll read it, and then of course you can give me what you think from this. One second here. It says, I wish I could see that little screen. Hold on, let me pull it up on my phone because some of the features are blocking it. Hope you guys can see it, but I'm sure you can. It says, no matter what you are suffering from, no matter how infinitesimal, no matter how unimportant it may seem to you, please do not dismiss yourself. Please consider your mental health as a priority. No one else knows your mind the way you do. So take care of it, stabilize it, and nurture it. You're not alone. I just want you ladies and gentlemen to kind of sit there and think about this one. And I probably butchered that word now, no matter how infinitesimal and whatever. Y'all know what I mean. All my grammar people. I am not perfect. I can tell you that. But this is a motivational quote I kind of wanted to put up here just a little bit because at Kandid Room, we always try to uplift and motivate people when you're having those bad days and you just need some type of reminder or pick me up. So I always try to pick something that's kind of related to maybe something I'm going through or something that someone else is going through, or I just felt like it hit me in a way where I felt I needed to, make my fans aware. Anybody that's watching this now who will watch it back later, screenshot it, take it in. Just know that there are several people out here that do kind of suffer in silence and alone. And don't feel bad when you're not having good days, and but try not to stay in that moment forever. That means kind of get out of your house, step outside, even if you sit on the porch just to get some sun, going around to the park and just sitting out there with the nature and things like that. Just do things that brings you some type of peace, and as well as things like hobbies. And people like to write, people like to draw, people like to paint, people like to dance. Anything that you feel that you enjoy doing. And people have to be comfortable with being with themselves alone too. If you feel like you have to have a crowd with you all the time, what happens when you do get alone to yourself? We have to learn to love ourselves in order for us to be comfortable within just going out sometimes on your own. Some people travel on their own and they enjoy it because guess what? They become social with the other people that are out there. And a lot of time that helps them make additional friends. And I like that. So like my oldest, she's getting ready to turn 20 tomorrow. And she said, Mom, I just want a hotel room. And she just want to go out to eat. And it's like, that's no problem with that. She wants to get a room where she can relax and enjoy herself. That's her taking care of her mental health. And we have to do that first. If you're not in your right mindset, your day is not going to go the way you think it's going to go. And in this conversation today, we're talking about something that a lot of people are not aware of as well. And I'm going to kind of get into that conversation in a moment. Let me go ahead and take this quote off, but I hope you guys kind of got something from that. But take care of yourself. Your mental health is most important. And some people, when you have to take care of your mental health, you have to also start removing yourself from the people that are causing those issues in your life. Some of us, we do hold on to people and they're not good for us. And we feel bad for them. We feel sorry for them. They're familiar to us, but they're continuously bringing us down. That can affect us in the end, and it's not benefiting you at all. So sometimes you have to love these people from a distance. Just say, you know what? Right now, I just need time to gather myself and do the things that I need to do for me. And it's okay to be selfish about that as well. You don't owe anybody anything other than your life and yourself. Now, if you got kids, okay, you got to be a mom. Sometimes we got to put that hat on. But at the same time, don't forget ourselves as well when we're even taking care of those babies, our significant others, what have you. Even if it's just 15 minutes out of your day. For me, the best time for me is early mornings and late at night when everybody else is kind of still and in bed and sleep. I take that time when I can remember it. I'm not perfect, but I meditate. I meditate and just turn everything off. My phone is always on vibrator silent anyway, so you can't reach me, even though people fuss at me. What happens? There's an emergency. Well, I guess I'll look it up when I see it. Because the way my mind races, I have to shut everything down. And sometimes it'll wake me up in the early morning and I'm in my feelings. And some reason I feel like I have to just put it out there sometime on social media, which is not the best method half the time. So some things I have to work on myself. So put some strategies in there. What helps you keep yourself at peace? Put some things in the chat. Just let me know what works best for you to help you not feel so alone out there. What do you do in those times of you wish you had a friend or anything like that? What do you do to keep yourself occupied? I'll be curious to find out what other people do. Me personally, like I do this. I do talk shows. I go out and tailgate. I go to football games, all kind of sporting events. I might go do some karaoke. I recently just went bowling for my birthday and I would love to do that again. Top golf. I would love to try that. I've done putt golf, but it's a lot of things that I just enjoy doing. And sometimes just getting a cabin and turning everything off in the mountains somewhere where I can get some peace. And it's been a long time coming for me. You go drive by the ocean. I love that. And then the ocean is peaceful. Where you can just sit there and hear the waves going, especially at a certain time of the day when there's really nobody there. It's not too hot. It's comfortable. I love nature. I love nature walks. There's a place called Botanical Gardens where they can have it where you certain times of the year they have it where you can have like a cocktail and kind of walk around and listen to some nice music. There is some museums here that do kind of like Friday night events where you can go look at art and hear some music and live bands. And there's a lot of things that I love to do. And I don't necessarily have to have anybody accompanying me. So we have to learn to love ourselves and be by ourselves. And stop feeling sorry for yourself for not having so many people in your corner, because a lot of time the people that you did have around you weren't the right people anyway. So let's go ahead and get out and ramble a little bit about this quote. But we're going to get into some conversations here because I'm always all about, in your journey of healing and things like that, you have to speak positivity in your speech. You have to say it. You have to believe it. You have to feel it. And all that comes through with the power of the tongue. Why your words shape your world. Now, have you ever noticed when, let's say, you're feeling just a mess. Let's say you went to bed a mess. You was arguing with somebody. It was just not a good time. And, you make yourself upset when you talk about things and you bring it back up and you go to bed with it and you don't release that energy. When you speak that out, when you're telling some friend or you're venting to somebody and say, you know what, I feel terrible today. I feel sad. I feel down. Yep. You're going to feel that because In your mind, that's what you're feeling. And a lot of times you're going to dwell in that feeling because you're speaking in that into existence. And you're not doing your work to remove those thoughts from your, mindset. Some people just go straight to bed angry. But like I said, meditate, you can write it down, but don't go to bed with all that energy because you wake up with that energy. And then when you feeling that way and you're saying it like that and you start to believe it, the more and more things start to happen to you. You ever realize it was a domino effect of, today your car broke down, somebody did this, somebody did that, the job had this going on, and you didn't give yourself the proper chance to refresh, release, and repeat. You just kind of went into that night or whatever your case may be, that argument, angry, you didn't resolve it, whatever it is, you didn't. It just kind of sat there, and then of course you're tossing and turning at night. You're not getting the proper sleep. Then you wake up and you haven't slept, so you're drinking coffee, Red Bulls. So now you're just on edge, like, oh, don't fuck with me today. Leave me alone. I am not in the best mood. And when you're saying these things, you're gonna continue that trend. You are. And then somebody else pisses you off. They see that you're mad. Some people like that. Some people get off on that. It's like, let me see what else I can do to piss this person off. Because I know I got under your skin because I'm seeing it. You're showing it, or you're telling me all kinds of things. And some people thrive on that stuff. And I hate that. You ever had somebody like that that just wants to ruin your day? Because of the fact that they're miserable. And that's the way that it is surrounding you. You might want to reconsider it. You might want to reconsider the fans and, well, excuse me, friends that you have around you. I had cut a lot of people off in my life, and I feel like, yes, I am still grieving these people even while they're living, but I had to do it for the best of my energy, for me. And you're going to go through grieving and everything else. You're going to go through the stages of sadness. You're going to question it. You might even want to reach back out and get your closure from it. But sometimes it might not be the closure that you need, or it can make it worse. So sometimes you just have to just say, you know what? For your own sake, and you're not doing it for anybody else but yourself, I forgive you. You're no longer living rent-free in my head at this point, because all of this is just wearing me down while that person is going on about their regular ass life with no care in the world and not even thinking about you. Unless you give them that ammo where you're still showing them that they are occupying the mind. And it's like, oh, okay, I see I got under your skin. So I'm going to keep poking the bear and poking the bear. That's where those boundaries come in at. It says, mourning the living is the worst feeling ever. Yeah. I agree. And people don't believe it's real, because especially somebody, you've been together with friendships, family, mind you. It can be family members you have to cut off and things like that. You've known them so long, and you've overlooked the red flags. You didn't have your boundaries up there. They just take advantage of you, talk to you any type of way, and you just take it because it's like, you know what? Because I care about this person. And some people try to convince themselves they don't mean it. They love me. Like those people that get into those DV situations, and they thinking that type of physical attacks or verbal attacks is their way of expressing how much they care about you, because they can't express it no other way. That's not love. And you can mourn that too. Because some people do kind of manipulate you to feel guilty about wanting to leave. And it might be harder for some people, but you got to do it for you. because people can lose themselves. I've been in situations like that where I lost my friends, family, and it was all about that person. And I didn't see it at some point, and people was like, "Wow, you have completely disappeared from us. Where have you been?" But this person makes you feel like ain't nobody else gonna love you like I do. Um, and turn you against everybody and make you feel some type of way about these people and putting ideas in your head that these people aren't good for you. That person right there know exactly what it is for them. And we'll say, hey, ladies and gents, hope everyone's doing well or at least healing. And I hope you are too. How are you today, Will? How are you today? I'm so happy that everybody is here today. And I please hope that you share this content out. So we're going to kind of get deep into the conversation. It says, hello, hello. Is it me you're looking for? um, so here it is. We're gonna get into our segment so you can kind of we can get into um right here. So the mouth is a portal. Your voice isn't just communication, it's creation. Like I said, when you speak things into existence, when you speak negative things out loud, you're creating that negativity around you. You believe that negativity around you. You attract that negativity around you because you're feeling like that's just the way life is and that's how it's supposed, I don't see an escape from it. So that's all I know. And a lot of people don't see outside of that tunnel. They don't see what's ahead of them. They always just looking at what's behind them, that's holding them back, and what's right next to them. They're not seeing anything beyond that. It's just like, yep, all of this is trauma that you're going to always continuously have it cloud your judgments and things like that. So you're a lot of times you have good people out there that are really trying to reach out and you know really care about you. Some people can't even believe it. It's always in the back of their head, like, what are you going to do to me? Because some of everybody else has done these things to me, so I don't trust it. I don't believe it. And it does take a while to really get to know somebody. I get it. It's a scary place out there sometimes when you let your vulnerability down, you let your guard down, and then it turns out later on down the line, you get to see the person's true colors. And that's another reason why it's like, don't rush into, let's say, a relationship and everything seems beautiful. And it's like, oh man, we're talking every day. Then little things happen and it's like, oh, that's okay. Oh, you know what? They were just having a bad day. But it starts to happen a lot more often. And now you're falling deep into that relationship with that person. You're surviving. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. And that's all we can ever do. Survive. This world is it's a roller coaster. I can tell you that. So we're gonna go ahead and get into our segments, and just give me your thoughts and everything about it. I'm gonna read a few things here, and you just kind of give me your opinions about this. So we're gonna break it down to some segments, and like I said, Cosmic probably will join me later. If not, that's okay. I might open up the panel for anybody that wants to join in on the conversation. That'd be fun too. So I might. I might. If you guys feeling bold enough to join me on the panel, I will open it up for you. Okay. This is kind of just an open discussion right here. So, segment one, we're talking about the power of sound and frequency. And I'm going to get into this just a little bit here. Just a breakdown. Like I said, every word you speak carries a vibration. Sounds create form. Like sound frequencies creating physical patterns in sand or water. Kind of say, for instance, so you notice how there's a loud, let's say you have a loud horn, that vibration that comes from that, and it ripples. Or, you got loud music at the beach and you got the water kind of, it's vibrating. Think about that in a sense of, and anybody ever heard of, let's say, solfeggio frequencies? There are different types of healing frequencies. You want to look it up. What that would help you clear your mind, rest, help your mental health. It's a lot of things. that it can help you, but there's a lot of things that can also harm you, different types of frequencies. I guess is in the showing of who you are. It's best to try to be open, especially when you struggle. And it is best to be open, especially when you're struggling. What I have learned is I try to tend to get around like-minded people, that I feel comfortable with expressing myself to. That helps a lot. I do encourage therapy, counseling, and everything else, but not everybody is comfortable with speaking with the counselor and things like that. So, whatever avenues that works for you, like this is therapy for me, just to come out here and talk to people, whether you're watching or not. It doesn't matter to me as long as someone I have listening gets a message from it. Um, and the more that people tune in, the more it will grow. I'm not worried about that. But I love that, people that are here that interact and, speak your piece. It's a safe space. It's an unbiased space. So I like to create that for everybody. But it says your voice emits a frequency signal to the universe, which magnifies, and magnifies those outcomes back to you. So when you say things like I'm not good enough, or I won't get that job, I won't get that house, you're being negative about it. And a lot of times you're not doing the work to push yourself to possibly get that. And maybe even if it's not just that house, that one particular house, you do your research. You make sure that you check your budget and figure things out. You talk to some people, look at your resources, but don't just say, I'm not good enough to do this. You are, if you put your mind to it. But you have to, sometimes it's challenges for some others. So just do your work, do your homework, figure out what you are capable of, what your strengths and weaknesses is. That's one thing about it. Knowing what you're good at, knowing something that you need to work on as well. And your strengths and your weaknesses, put it down on a sheet of paper. So you can go into some things with a better mindset. It's like, okay, I know I can negotiate well. I know I got this over here. I think I need to work on my credit. It's the power in tongue. Instead of saying I can't, I won't, I will look for financing, options. I saved this and I did that. Prepare yourself and taking your time with it instead of just having all these ideas in your head and no type of plan either. It can backfire on you. And Will said, we appreciate that you were able to open up to us a little bit, though. I know you're a strong woman, but you need to breathe and remember you're human too. You inspire me to do more in turn. Absolutely. That's the whole purpose of here. It's me in my rawness. It's outside of the Falcons group because we got Cosmic coming in. It's outside the Falcons group where, I do help people when they watch and they laugh and having a good time. But this one where you can kind of dig deep into your heartstrings and reach more people because people just need healing outside of that. So let me go ahead and get Cosmic. You ready? We'll give him a moment to get together first. But some more up here. It says, so tonight we're just going to be talking about, we're decoding how the words coming out your mouth are either building your empire or breaking your future. So we're going to kind of dig deeper into that. Your throat ain't just for talking. It's an energetic weapon. Like I said, again, words like love, hate, peace, stress, and all have different frequencies. Your mouth is a tuning fork. So we're going to get Cosmic in here in a minute. I'll let him tell me when he's ready. But I love to hear his perspective on this one as well. We can go a little bit deeper. Let me just check in with him as well. Make sure you guys are sharing this out. Let me see what you're saying in the chat here. I want to kind of stick around on this one because that's deep. Yeah, I'm telling you, we're going to break it down just a little bit more. So it says sound was the first act of creation. The Most High don't build the universe with just hands. He spoke into existence. questions, now some questions I do have for you guys that are in the audience though. What kind of soundtrack is playing through your daily words? Just think about that. What do you how do you get yourself up each and every day? Do you feel like you're always doubting yourself, you're second guessing yourself, or do you actually wake up saying, you know what, I'm amazing, I'm beautiful, I'm wonderful, I'm gonna have a great day? So what's your soundtrack track like? And as well as, are you speaking curses over your life without realizing it? And we'll get deep and deeper and deeper into that once Cosmic kind of jumps in. I know he's getting his stuff together, but let me know what's your daily life is. When you come home from work or whatever the case may be, you're unwinding for the day, or you're getting your day started. What does the average day for you looks like? Do you feel like you don't have any energy? Are you uplifted? Are you, happy, feeling great every day? Or is it something where you have to drag yourself out of bed and you're just like, oh, I'm here. Oh my goodness. So what's your day to day? If you guys want to put that in the chat, I would love to hear from you. As far as me, I'm gonna get into that. My energy is up and down sometimes. This depends on if I'm getting enough sleep at night. If my anxiety is up or down. And I see Maisha said, I say, we got this. Okay. Go get it and come back with it. Let's push for greatness, Maisha. So is that something you repeat to yourself in the mornings? Is it when you're at night? Is that something that you write down, look at, or you just kind of speak it? And is that something you do every day, or do you have to remind yourself to do that every day? And those are very good, positive words to say. I love that, because you are destined for greatness. And Will the Thrill said, it's from the Bible, and in turn, token in tokens world, the universe is sung into form of being. In the Bible spoken, there is power in sound. Okay, everyday morning in the mirror. Okay, I love it. Thank you, Will, for that. Thank you for that. Anybody else in the chat they want to add to, how now, and be realistic. If you skip some days, and that's okay, as long as you come back to it and remind yourself of these things. A lot of times we do need some reminders. So let me see what Cosmic got going on. He'll be back. Oh, look at that. Speaking of, my credit score went up, everybody. Speaking that into existence. Hey. Because I actually want to get a restaurant, bar and grill, that I can host my own events at, and service people, and they come in and have a good time. You love that? Oh yeah, I do too. Let me give me some water. So let's get into the next one though. So I'm glad you guys responded to that, and I appreciate everybody kind of participating in these questions. It helps a lot. It helps a lot. But the next segment I'm going to get into, let me get to it. It's going to be right here. Segment 2. The throat chakra, excuse me. The seat of expression. Let me drink some water. I'm all tongue-tied. Okay. Anybody familiar with chakras? If you're spiritual, and you don't have to be. Of course, I know everybody believes what they believe in, but if you do, kind of let me know if that's something that you are aware of. Do you? That's will be awesome. That would be awesome. Okay. Thank you for that. Let me know. Do you know anything about that? And it's the throat chakra. This is the seat of expression. Your throat chakra. Everything that comes out of here is projected even louder within those frequencies. So why mine went up to almost in the 700 club. Go ahead, girl. I don't even want to look at it because it's going to distract me right now. But I love to see that my credit score is going up, because you know what? In this day and age, in this world, you do need that currency and credit, unfortunately, to make it. What's going on?
Hey.
Hey,
Can you hear me okay?
Back. Had me rant. I was
Yes.
rambling. Man. I love it. You really didn't miss anything. I might go back. Well, we can brief it back to well, how are you feeling today? Let's go ahead and introduce yourself before we get back into it.
Well, what's up, people? Forgive my tardiness. I just came back from family reunion, like on the road. I was like, Maggie, I'm gonna be a little bit late. And she was like, oh, no worries. Take your time. Do what's needed to be done. I actually was watching the show from live for a little bit. And then when I got home, put my stuff down, it was a lesson of don't rush because I turned my computer on. You had me sleep for 4, 5 days, and you gonna wake me up and expect me to go quick? I don't think so. You gonna have to wait. So I had to restart it, come back in, and then now I'm in here. So I was like, okay, let me learn to relax. But I'm doing good. I had a great family reunion, and I'm glad that I can be here not too late. So appreciate you holding down the fort
Oh yeah.
like
Oh,
always. And I'm doing good.
that's good. That's good. So, of
How's
course,
every
I'm
chat?
high.
Good to
How am I?
by the way
I
too.
think you're breaking up. Is it me? Ladies and gentlemen, let me know if it's me breaking up. Hello. Hello.
I think it might. Are we good on my
Think so.
side?
It's great to see you, Cosmic. Yeah, I just put some in the chat. Do you feel like someone is choppy? But no, I'm doing great. I'm definitely feeling good today. I'm glad we're back this week because we missed last week, and I feel this episode
Hey, we
today.
back
I'm back. Let me see.
a little bit.
Oh, it said it's you. Uh-oh. Think it's your internet. Let me put some in the chat. Come on, baby. It's your connection. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, he is frozen. Maybe he'll jump on in a minute. He's rushing. He normally have his stuff together, but I told him take his time. But take your time. We got this here. We got this here. So yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you. He'll sit in a minute because yeah, he is frozen. So I'm gonna uh take him down a little bit until he can get his it dropped anyway. That's okay. Okay. He's gonna come back and get it together. And that's just energies and things like that. Sounds good now, brother. You're coming and going a little bit. And okay, so he's gonna come right back. I know that. So we were just talking about we're gonna go ahead and go right into until he gets back or what have you. We'll go back into our second segment then. Huh? Someone called me? Sure you don't understand that you got life to do, things to do, people. So, here's the breakdown about it. So your chakras, located in the center of your neck. This chakra governs truth, communication, and manifestation. Like I said, you speak it into existence. You're manifesting it. So when you're saying things like "I am never going to do this," "I'm not good enough," yeah, you're not because you're manifesting that. When it's blocked, people lie more, stay silent when they need to speak or talk without power because, once again, the power is in the tongue. Overactive, gossiping, talking too much, lying, or nervous chatter is what kind of surrounds you after that. So you're too busy worried about what's people saying, and you bringing in that type of negative people. And you notice how it's just lying, deceitfulness, just everybody's out for each other, and you're so busy being caught up and being in that pettiness, and you're wondering why it always finds you because you manifested it. Balance, though, your words carry authority and clarity. They align with your soul's truth. So here's an energy tip. Okay, sing, chant, speak affirmations like Maisha said she does out loud. Sometimes you can write it down on paper and or you find a quote and it's just kind of like in the back of your mind. You don't put it back here and you don't even look at it. But when you actually make a habit of looking in that mirror in the morning, right after that shower, you're doing your face, you're brushing your teeth, you're getting ready to go, and you do that. I am amazing, and I will have a wonderful day today because I know I can. I will be this greatness. I know that project is coming up, and I'm gonna knock it out. I'm gonna combat this, and you see how that. And you have to, when you say these things, you're not slumped over like this. I'm gonna have an amazing day. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, I guess I will. I hope I do. But no, you speak up with assertiveness, and it's I don't need anybody to tell me who I am because I know I'm damn that great. Let me see what everybody else is saying in the chat here. It says that was my football career, 8 years as a wide receiver, 0 official catches, because in my head it was grabbing a Matty Ice every single time, and I couldn't get over it. So you was kind of beating yourself up for not making any catches, and things were probably playing a factor into that, as far as I know, with your health and everything else. So you're not good enough. It's very hard to get past once it's in there. Yeah, especially when you're feeling like you're not achieving some things, and um and you want to be better. And then of course when you start to kind of down yourself and feel bad about yourself, you in the end it turns into something that you always just feel like, yeah, because I keep getting 0 catches, and then you're not applying yourself, you're not taking your practices seriously, just showing up because, hey, I was called to do this, but you're not practicing, you're not working on it to get better. You're just like accepting, I am not good enough. So, and I have a question for you guys. I'm gonna ask this to you. Are you with me now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay.
Can you hear me
Um,
okay?
mhm. Everybody
Okay.
else, I think we're good. So I'm going to ask this question to you. It says, and this is basically, we were just talking about your chakras, your throat, the segment two. And so, do you speak your truth or hold on to it to keep peace? And is your voice aligned with your values? Is kind of what I'm asking the chat. So I'm going to repeat that again for the audience. Do you speak your truth out loud, or do you hold it in to keep peace? As well as, is your voice aligned with your values? Is a question I have for you. And it could be a question for you as well, Cosmic. Like I said, we're back into the throat chakra. It's the seat of expression, is what we're talking about. And we're going to kind of keep breaking it down as we go through each segment here. Um, so let me know, ladies and gentlemen, do you speak it out, your truth? Or do you hide behind it because
Yeah.
you don't believe in it? Let's see.
Well, I can definitely answer that question. Is my connection still good?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. So I know for me, I used to not speak my truth at all because my my throat chakra was closed, very much closed. And I got used to just being quiet for the longest time. Even before I even knew what chakras were, I remember whenever somebody would say something to me, I would feel that hardened lump in my throat to where
Mhm.
you wanted to speak, but it almost like it didn't allow it to come through. And I just thought it was a normal thing, like you're not able to speak up. So after I found out what the throat chakra does
Mhm.
and why it was closed and I cleared it up, it's almost like a overflow of once I cleared that energy up, it wasn't even a stoppage. So anytime somebody said something to me and I wanted to say something back, there was no that. It just easily came out and I was shocked. I was like, wow, that just flowed right out.
Oh,
So I kept working on my throat chakra and it flowed itself out easy. Now, of course, I still had to work on being Mr. Nice Guy because you can open up your throat chakra to speak, but you still got to get over that fear of speaking your mind and being honest with yourself, to be honest with people.
Yes.
Now that I've completely become honest with myself, I do I don't with my I don't care mentality. I care, but it's like I put myself first, to where if it does not suit me, if somebody tries to use me or abuse me, or if
Mhm.
somebody just has something that they don't like me to say, I still say it, because all truth needs to be said, and
Hurt.
everybody needs to hear the
Mhm.
truth, because
Mhm.
it does the truth only hurts whenever you run from it. If you think about it, just like when you cut, you know how you cut yourself and you have to clean the wound, and it's like when you don't clean it, it starts to itch and it gets infected. But the
Yeah.
moment you take the alcohol or whatever you use and you clean it, it stings. It
Mhm.
stings, but it clears it away. So
Mhm.
I treat that just like with people. I'm going to say something to you, and if it's stinging, that means that it's clearing away what needs to be said, because you got to get over that sting. So I'm not one to hold my tongue. If someone says that was harsh, I'm gonna say good, because you need to be
Do what you
told
hear.
what's said. There's different ways of saying it, but
Mhm.
I speak my piece to make sure that I'm good, but also the person in front of me, somebody needs to tell them.
Absolutely. And I want to give a shout out to Maria Rangel. She is new here. Hi. Thank you for tuning in to us
Hey
tonight.
there, Maria.
This is 13 episode 4. So we appreciate you just coming on in and hearing a little bit of this one. Appreciate you. Go ahead and subscribe and come on back each and every Monday. It's gonna always be a fun ride here, and you're gonna always get a great message. Now, let me see what Maisha says, and then I actually want you to kind of elaborate a little bit more about chakras for those that don't really know what that is. Be honest, but Maisha said I have to speak my truth, or it will bother me too bad. I had to make a call yesterday, and I do hope that call that you made um, help you to kind of release, because you can have that on your chest too. Like you said, you got it right here, or you got it right here,
Hmm.
and it's just like a knot right here. It's just kind of just, I got to get this out some type of way. And then you finally, you know what? Boom, here it is. I'm getting all of this out. You're going to hear my truth. It's because it's bothering me and it won't go away. You got to speak that. So, um, let me know how that went for you. I do hope you feeling better after that. But Cosmic, can you tell everybody a little bit who's not familiar what chakras are, and what does it mean? Your throat chakra again.
Absolutely. Absolutely too. And I just wanted to say, Maria's one on my side. So shout out to Maria, because she's been following me for a while. So now she's on this side of the fence. So
Okay.
appreciate you, Maria, for being on this side. So thank you for joining in this new space, as well as everybody else too. I'm glad to see everybody in here. So we want to make sure everybody is welcome. We love you all. So chakras, for a lot of people, and I got a book right here. I don't have my
Mhm.
slides, which is perfectly okay, but we have the book, the
Yeah.
notebook, the handy dandy notebook.
Mhm.
So this right
Okay.
here, I'm pretty sure maybe somebody has seen something that looks like this.
Let
Now,
us.
chakras are what's called their energy wheels. Okay. Now, you cannot see them
I was trying to get you
physically.
bigger.
Oh, okay.
I was, but it ain't working for me. All right, we're gonna forget
All
about
right,
it.
there we go. I think we're good right there.
Hmm.
Okay. So chakras are energy wheels. Okay. Chakra really means energy wheel. Okay. It's Sanskrit. Now, everybody has these. So I don't want anybody to walk away saying, I don't vibe with that. That's not my whole thing. Is it religious? These are the very things that a lot of people do not know about. Just like I'll ask you a question, or not really a question, but do we plug ourselves into an outlet? No, we got to eat food, right?
Hmm.
But when we're
Hmm.
not eating, we're still have a source of energy. So we're electromagnetic beings. And chakras govern every single part of your body, just like your heart. deals with pumping blood. Your stomach deals with recycling food to give it to energy. Your brain deals with sending information everywhere. Now, certain chakras are catered to certain parts of the body.
Mm-hmm.
So, 9 times out of 10, the reason most people are sick, they just think, oh, the doctor told me I got high blood pressure. Well, why do you have high blood pressure? Well, I'm eating the wrong stuff. Okay, you eating the wrong stuff, but also what's causing you to eat the wrong stuff? Why aren't you thinking? Oh, it's because they see they don't go that far. And it's mostly because your energy centers, like for instance, your brain. There's a chakra on top of your brain called the crown chakra. If that chakra energy center is closed, you ain't thinking about what you eating
Mm-hmm.
and you just blatantly away eating, which caused the problem of the high blood pressure, which caused this and this and this. So, relating it back to the throat chakra, your throat, most people cannot speak their piece. Most people are afraid to
Mm-hmm.
speak their piece.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not because you can't, it's because you don't have that floodgate. Think about let's say a car, right? For most people who are mechanics or not mechanics, you have to hit the gas. The gas spews into the engine, which causes the combustion and causes the car to be able to drive and then so forth. So if there's a blockage from the gas going into the engine, you're not going to be able to drive. Or sometime the car will eat up majority of your gas. It's the same exact thing with your body. If certain energies are not being opened,
Mm-hmm.
then you will not be able to get your frequency, your thought, your thoughts, your mind, your wishes out there. And that is a very important aspect because most people today, once again, I want to talk to my boss, but I'm afraid. I want to talk to my boyfriend or my girlfriend, but I'm afraid. I want to
Yeah.
speak my piece to my children or my spouse or stand up, but something is stopping me. The
Mm-hmm.
something is because you don't have that energy center opened up. Now,
Yep.
I know I just told people that they need to open it up, and I'm pretty sure people are like, well, how can we do this? You can go to YouTube or any playlist and you can type in throat chakra frequencies,
Mm-hmm.
and that frequency will start to open up your throat chakra, but you can't just do it once or twice or 3 times. You have to make it a regimen. When you listen to throat chakra frequencies or you deal with certain crystals, that'll be another episode. That is what will unlock and bring that exhaust pipe open. So now you can freely spit it and you'll feel the difference once you get that open. So remember, chakras just mean energy centers on your body, and when
Mm-hmm.
those energy centers are flowing, then that allows your energy to do what it does, which allows you to stay great as a person.
Okay, okay. And I think I just added something to kind of put a little visual to it as well.
Thank you. Yes,
For
beautiful.
you know how I
I
am.
was wondering what you was doing. Yeah.
Oh yes, of course, this is how I roll. So while he was speaking, I was looking. So, so you can kind of see that we can get that quote off of there too, as well. So if you want to just if you can see that pretty good, everybody, I hope you can. Just if you wanted to kind of break down each part
Each
of
you
the
want me to go
body.
through each one?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I got you. All right. So once again, each part of the body, each chakra, and I'll read from my book here so everybody gets it. I'll do like a quick summary. So
Mm-hmm.
think about it like this. Again, everybody has a particular chakra. Now the red is the root chakra. There's two things to that. Your root chakra governs your the adrenal glands. Okay, that's your tailbone. That's you being in your survival or moving out of fear. Now, America, or I would say the world, most people are operating out of their root chakra. I want you to think about it like this: low level energy, if you're at your base of your chakra, if you're operating from there, think about yourself being poor, broke, nothing's working for you, nothing is great for you. You just at the very bottom of life. The crown chakra at the very top, where it's purple, that's where you want to operate from. Think of that as the penthouse. That's ground floor. That's ground. That's a penthouse location. That's the 1%er operators. Okay. You have to work your way up. How do you know which chakra you're on? Well, if you find yourself always in fear, you operating from the root chakra. I can also tell you that most people who like to wear red, and most people will say, but I like red. It's my favorite color. I get that, but why is it your favorite color? Red is two different ordeals. Red can mean grounded, which is rooted. So it's a good thing when it's balanced. But
Mhm.
if you always fearful, if you always scared, if everything you do in life stops you, that means that you're in your root chakra. The next one is the sacral chakra. That one deals with your ovaries and your testes. That's the energy center of fun, vibrant expression, and also sexual energy. Most people have STDs, not just because of the physical sex that you're doing, but when that chakra is closed, the energy cannot circulate to clean itself and allow the operation centers to work. So that's where testicular cancer comes from. That's where ovarial cancers come from. Anything that has to do with fun and excitement has to do with that area. That's where your creativity is at most. So if you find yourself using it too much, that's not a good thing. That means that you overstimulating it. If you find yourself not doing it at all, that's another bad thing because that means that you're not enjoying life. And that doesn't mean go and lick and stick with everybody. That's not what I'm saying. But you know how when you feel sexy within yourself or you just feeling yourself or somebody gives that beautiful vibe off, that means that their sacral chakra is popping. When it's balanced,
Mhm.
again, you give a little and you balance a little. The next one, solar plexus, that's where your willpower comes from. People who are go getters, that Leo energy, that is where that comes from. Think about the power of the sun. Whatever you eat can turn off that chakra. When that chakra is turned off, that doesn't allow you to have self confidence. You don't have willpower. You don't have that personal drive. You're not asserting yourself. That is where the pancreas gland deals with. So having that energy center work for you, once again, listen to chakra frequencies on YouTube or have certain crystals that activates that because when you activate it, it allows everything to just freely flow. So once again, if you're like, how do I know if mine's turned on? I'll ask you a simple question. Can you be a go-getter? No, no, I feel like I'm not in this because it's closed. Are you asserting yourself? No, that's because it's closed.
Mhm.
So it goes off of if you are unsure or if something is not vibing with you, that means that it's closed. The heart chakra. Most people don't even know that the Grinch who stole Christmas, the Grinch is green because it was what's the word I'm looking for? It was hinting. There's a word I'm looking for, but let's just say the Grinch who stole Christmas was not just about a Grinch mad person stealing Christmas. Remember, he didn't have a heart
Yeah.
because he was mad. He was
Mhm.
upset.
Mhm.
It wasn't until he opened up his heart by being loving is when
Mhm.
he started, oh my God, what's this feeling? I can't stand these people, but I'm starting to love them. The Grinch who stole Christmas isn't about a Grinch. It's talking about your heart center being open. Same thing with Scrooge. If you find yourself, I can't love nobody. I can't love myself. Love is not for me, yada, yada, yada. Once again, your heart chakra is not great. Even people who have bad heart problems. I've met somebody he was a karate master guy who was like a dojo guy. I met him and he was telling me how he was having heart problems. You know, I actually made him a heart chakra crystal, and that same day, this man was able to run up all flights of stairs. I saw him doing karate hits, and he just was full of energy and was like, What is this?" I said, "This is a natural way, a natural healing property that we used to deal with back in the day." And then we go up to the throat chakra,
Mhm.
communication. Why do you think they wear blue in speaking events? the blue
Mm-hmm.
ties, the
Yep.
blue versus the red. Anytime a speaker wears the color blue, even having a blue crystal allows singers to sing best, allow people to speak what's needed. All these things are related to that. Then you got the indigo. Okay, that's the third eye chakra awareness. I know it looks blue, but it's more so like an indigo-ish color. That right there is another one of the most important things because that helps you break past the illusion. And
Mm-hmm.
when I say illusion, I mean illusions as if you think prescription pills will save your life, your third eye is closed because that's an illusion. If you believe that every single billboard that has to do with fast food is serving you, that means your third eye is closed.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, we live in an illusionary world to where people are getting got by the system and they don't even know they're being got by the system because their pineal and pituitary gland is closed. And a lot of that has to do with fluoride in your water. I want to tell everybody this for real. If you still got fluoride toothpaste, when you go to get toothpaste, make sure it says fluoride free
Mm-hmm.
because I wish we had a picture of it, but the calcified pineal gland, fluoride doesn't kill it off, but it makes it look, it gives it like a white, milky substance that covers it up. It's almost like the pineal gland looks like an almond. When you have fluoride in the water, when you take fluoride toothpaste, it covers this whole center up, which almost like blurs your vision. And then the last one is the crown chakra, which again, that deals with your thinking. That's why they said the crown on top of your head. And also, why do you think Black Panther dealt with purple? Why do you think purple deals with royalty? Because it's saying that that is the area where you have your most thinking. So when your chakras are aligned, everything flows beautifully in your body.
I love that. I love that explanation. I do hope someone took some screenshots of that. Do your research. Of course, this is um we're not, however you believe and how you feel, it's completely up to you, of course. So, but we just like to sometimes just put some things out there of things that we discover and things like that. And if it's doesn't relate to you, that's okay. Everybody has their own methods of believing and thinking as well. So, this show here is for all walks of life. Whoever you feel is your higher power. If you don't even have a higher power that you, you know, worship or what have you, whatever the case may be, I want everybody to understand that you are safe here. This is a safe environment, and we don't judge no matter what. And I want to go back to what Michelle, my twin, said. She said that I know it's good to bite. It isn't good to bite your tongue or whatnot, but sometimes a person will interpret what you say wrongly and start a problem with you for absolutely no reason. Because sometimes you can, like you said, these things that these people need to hear, but they don't want to accept it for what is being said. And that's a lot of time they want to be combative, and it's like, well, you don't know what you're talking about. I don't want to hear that. La 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 la. This doesn't apply to me. They don't want to accept it. So those people that interpret what you're saying wrongly is because they were really wasn't listening to you in the first place. They didn't hear what you had to say in the first place. But don't feel like you can't tell people what they need to hear. Eventually, it's going to click on them. They're going to go back to that very moment. It's going to be like, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I understand what you had to say, and I apologize for that. I was just angry. I was emotional at the time when you was telling me that, and I didn't want to hear it, and I didn't want to believe it. But you're right. You're right. And I love that. And you said, Will said, I get that too. Um, well, it's tough to put yourself across sometime, especially when, like me, you're on the spectrum. I got used to not talking to people for a while, but it's a process. And it is. And sometimes it's our delivery and how we say it as well can make the big difference to somebody else that might be a little bit more timid or they're having a bad day. Then you coming at them with something, and it's just sometimes the approach of it as well, how you're saying it, your body language, everything else can play a factor. Um, I love these comments. So many people would mention having a third eye, and that is good, so they could know what's right and what's wrong. Um,
Mhm.
Will said he was saying the no fluoride in our water. Apparently, we have some of the cleanest on earth, and he's out there in the UK. Not sure how that measured that,
Yeah.
but it's a blessing, I suppose. So, what do you think about all these comments we just kind of put up there?
I absolutely love that everybody first of all, I love that people have their own opinion
Mm-hmm.
because just like we said, this is not forced upon anyone. It's just information. It's
Mm-hmm.
not religious at all. It's just it's lost. No, it's not lost. Well, it's information that has not been presented to the people. And it's become kind of scary and also placed out there in the wrong way. So, like Maggie said, this show is for everybody. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
find out about this information until I was in my 30s.
Mm-hmm.
So, I really do understand how presenting this information for some people, it's they're not ready for it. And that's perfectly okay.
That's fine.
Because I remember, I'll take it back to, do you remember the Forks Over Knives documentary on Netflix where they were talking about the food and how things were being I I remember watching it and I said to myself, I don't want to watch this because I don't want to know what they putting in the food. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
why I didn't want to know, but I was just like, I don't want to know. And I stayed on that ignorant path, not because it had nothing to do with me, but it's just I found out there are certain points in certain people's lives where we need to go through things in order for certain things to wake up. So you're never late to the party. And sometimes people are just not meant to go on that path because the beautiful thing I found out apart about life is everybody who is on their particular path, some people have to go through a multitude of stuff
Mm-hmm.
before they have an awakening of their own, because once it hits, it's like a perfect time for them to say, oh my God, I realized so much of this and now I'm able to teach others. So everybody who's has something to say about, again, being very knowledgeable about no fluoride in the water, my whole thing is just please do your own research. You don't have to take everything that I'm saying to heart. Again, that's why I
Absolutely.
presented that book. We're just here giving everybody knowledge, which is another reason why I love this age of Aquarius, because all truth is going to come out to where you're not going to be able to hide it. But once people finally get on that information train, you're going to
Mm-hmm.
feel so much better. And that's why I love what Maggie and I are doing, because we're just messengers. We rather tell you than be gatekeepers of it. So these everything that I'm reading here about how people, I will say I love how people are not argumentatively fighting. That's what I love about this Candid Room, because I've been
Yes.
on um other platforms where people will blatantly, I think sometimes a lot of it is bots, but sometimes it may just be people who really have an ignorant stretch, but they will call you all types of names because of what they
Mm-hmm.
don't believe. And I'm like, we're not here to do that. If you don't believe it, just simply, you don't have anything to say, or just even exit out. But don't
Absolutely.
stop that from other people who really want to know this information.
Yeah. And I agree with that. It's like, if it doesn't align with you, it's okay. If that's the
Hmm.
portion of it that you're not okay with, perfectly fine. Because I'm sure we're gonna reach some different types of, because we're gonna dissect everything on this show as far as anything that you can think of. We're gonna hit on those topics. So um yeah, that is very powerful. And I want to get into our next segment here, because this one is gonna, let's see here, where's my banners? So that was segment 2. We're just going moving right on along, and here it is, segment 3. Words as spells. You've been casting magic and didn't even know it. So here's some breakdowns, and then we'll go into that conversation. And I told you we're gonna get deep in here, dig deep. And thank you guys for participating, who are staying with us. Make sure you share this out. Always hit subscribe and the alert bell so you can know that we're coming on each and every day. And we appreciate the people that are here all the time, and all the new people as well that are tuned in. The word spelling literally comes from spellcraft. Every sentence you speak is a spell. Either you're blessing or cursing your path. Saying I'm broke I'm tired, I can't. Affirmation that becomes self-fulfilling prophecies. Your subconscious hears everything, even sarcasm. So here's something here, a biblical tie-in. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. Your words can literally kill dreams, relationships, confidence, or resurrect them. I'm going to get into some real life connections before we go into. But what you think about that, Cosmic? And I'll get into these connections in a moment. Um, just hearing that little piece of it, you're casting spells. What does that mean for you?
Um, now that I understand what it means, it's absolutely true. And before I go into that, I just want to acknowledge, I know Will said that. Will, I didn't think that you were criticizing anything, so you're perfectly fine. Because I saw in the comments, you're everybody, and this is why we love the throat chakra. Everybody, please feel free to say whatever it is on your mind. I never take offense to it. I never see anything as offensive. So, Will, I just want to let you know, I don't know if you thought that we were talking about you or it was somebody in the comments, but
Oh no.
everything is cool. So there's no criticism. Everything is good and amazing. So we're all good.
Oh no.
As
And then
far
when we speak, we generally speak. We never not like directing it to somebody in the chat. And honestly, I didn't even see your comment until just now, to be honest. So no, when we speak out, and we'll just say that if it's not for you, we're generally speaking, because you're gonna have
yeah,
people that may not understand what we're communicating, or are kind of in here just in passing and don't even know who we are, and they're just listening to something. It's like, what in the world they talk about? I'm turning. Or those trolls and those people that just choose to be negative. That's who we're speaking to. We're not necessarily, hey, Will, you, Maisha, Marshall, or what
yeah.
have you. No, we're it's just a general statement.
General
So don't,
term.
don't
Yeah,
ever
we're
personally feel like we are speaking to you directly, unless I say Will, I feel.
right.
That's when I'm going to direct it to you. Okay. So
Right. Yeah. Other
hope
than
you
that, we
understand
we know everybody in here because y'all return to us all the time.
that.
So we never, like we said, unless we call you out, which we would never do unless it's necessary, we're all good to go. So but the casting spells, what's so funny is once again, this is where that knowledge comes into play. You have spelling bees. Like people when the word spell is right there. When they say sound something out or spell it out, people just, I want to ask everybody in the chat, if you can, what do you think spell casting is? And there is no wrong answer. If you think it's hocus pocus, put hocus pocus. If you think it's wands and wizard, put that. I honestly want to know from your personal experience, what do you think casting spells are? Because we want to make sure that you guys have the right mindset of it. But when you are writing something out, teachers used to say it plain as day: sound it
Sound
out and spell it out. Spells are being cast by your words. For example, I'll give you a perfect example. Maggie, let me ask you a question. Do you feel beautiful?
I do. Yes,
Do you know you're beautiful?
I do.
So Maggie knows she's beautiful, right? And her willpower knows she's beautiful. But if I were to just, as much as Maggie and I love one another, just again, this isn't true, but Maggie, you just a ugly ass person.
Mm-hmm.
Maggie knows she's not, but because my words of
Words.
ugly,
Mm-hmm.
there's the conscious brain and the subconscious brain. Let me break it down for y'all. Remember I told you, you got two parts. Consciously, we're on the Candid show. This is live. Maggie's over here. I'm over there. You guys are in the comments. Maggie, again, if I say she's ugly, she knows that it's not true. But the subconscious brain is like a little kid.
Yep.
It goes straight to the source. Maggie knows she's beautiful, but because I put that spell out there, she's probably going, well, why would Cosmic say that?
Yeah.
I know I'm good, but was it something I did? Was it something I said? It will start to cause, again, Maggie knows she's good, but it's that psychological where she's wondering, hold up, why would he say that? What does this mean? The calculations start to go off in there. So if a person hears someone call someone else names, you are casting a spell. So that's why I tell people, even when we were kids, remember when we used to say, to your brother or your sister, you ugly or you stupid, we
Yeah.
didn't think nothing was wrong with it. We just thought,
Yeah, it
oh,
was
I'm gonna
just
just
I'm,
yeah.
I'm having fun as I'm joking,
Hmm.
and yeah,
But psychologically,
yeah,
your brain is thinking stupid, ignorant, dumb. And when we just say, oh, I'm just playing, you may say you playing, but that person went
yes,
through their life
hearing
thinking,
that.
yeah, stupid. So now when they get into it, and this is how I can tell someone was calling them names. You ever heard somebody say something and then they just be like, oh, I don't know why I said that. I'm so
I'm
stupid.
so
They say
stupid.
it to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know someone cast that spell on them, because when you were little, someone called them stupid and it repeated the cycle. Because interestingly enough, about the brain, I found out it's like a repeat button. That's why they always show us those commercials. Like, notice commercials are not just shown once, it's every commercial 1-800 Safe Auto. It's a repeat button over and over and over.
And it
So,
instills in you, and yeah,
yes, yes.
can't get
So,
rid of it.
I always encourage people, please be mindful of your words, because even if you just playing, you could be destroying some. Again, Maggie could tell me, oh, Cosmic, it's okay, I'm fine, but she still heard it. The
Yeah,
brain still decodes it, and it could be where Maggie, even though she's strong, something goes along the lines to where if Maggie doesn't have a mantra to where she calls herself beautiful, if she's not strong enough to hear that, my words could have altered her lifespan. In 5 years, 10 years from now, something could be going on with Maggie. And I'm just like, what, girl, what's going on with you? Well, you said this to me 5 years ago. And most people, are you still holding on?
instead of
The
holding on that.
brain is very sensitive. You never know what you can do to someone. So make sure that you are spell casting positivity to them, but also yourself.
And I'm, you know, and I'm gonna use this as an example because when you ask that question, do I feel beautiful, this and that, the other, I didn't feel like that all the time.
Mm,
In high school, specifically, you know, when you're trying to find yourself and try to fit in with the crowd, or well, I was part of the nerd crowd. I tried to hang out with the little popular kids. It was just it wasn't my forte, you know. And they had a lot of time when you look at it, they had a lot of self-esteem issues. So it was heavy makeup. You know, they had to do all this just to look nice and feel,
yeah.
a part of something. I sat down with that table, and I was like, this is not me. I'm not being myself. I don't like this. No, I'm sorry. I'll take that back. Yes, it was high school. That's right. Because there was a guy that came up to me one time. And of course, I was a buck 17 in high school. Um, barely hanging on by a thread as far as how skinny I was. I'm still skinny now, but you had girls that were a little bit more developed. And I always talked to my mom. I said, Mama, I must got daddy's genes because you sure didn't give me none of that. Everybody else got the chest and the hips and all this. I'm just straight up and down. My post son is straight up and down. So um, I had insecurities about my size, as well. Um, and people overlooked me. And this one guy came up to me. He was like, well, you're all right. Basically saying you're all right. I mean, I guess when you grow up, you probably look better. But he was saying at that time, I I wasn't cute or what have you. And that stuck to me when he was like, yeah, you all right. But then I looked at it. For one thing, fool, you weren't even attractive. For you got some nerve to tell me who I look like and how I look like. But yes, you're right. Those words hurt me. It did. And I was just like, maybe that's the reason why people don't approach me. But I also was a very shy, timid person until I got into like drama and things like that. That kind of helped me project myself a little bit more and be more vocal and like to be seen a little bit. I used to be shy and awkward and things like that. So for someone to say that to me, that did hurt me. And it took me a long time to love who I was looking at in myself. Now, thank gosh, I didn't go into the norms of I need to alter myself to,
Oh yeah.
what I'm saying. I could have fell right into that. I never did the fake wigs and the, whatever. I just was like, you know what? At the end of the day, if you don't accept me for who I am, you're just not for me.
Right.
I cannot pretend to be something that I'm not. It just didn't feel naturally like me. So
And
that's
I
kind of where you brought that up. I was like, I can relate to that because, like I said, I didn't always feel beautiful at some point. I had to teach myself to look in the mirror and like what I see.
yeah. And a lot of people, I found out some of the most attractive people don't even feel like they're beautiful.
Yes.
And we let so much of our appearance dictate
Mhm.
so much. Like I'll be 100% honest. When I'm out and about and I see a beautiful person, or I'll specifically say a beautiful woman, I get intimidated. Think I'll put this, I'll build this castle in my head. Like, oh, she fine. I probably can't talk to her. She probably got this. She probably got that. She won't look at somebody like me. But I found out soon as you talk to them, they're thinking the same thing.
Same.
Because have you ever met somebody and then you say after you became friends or after you get with them, you say, "Hey, what did you think?" I love asking this question. What did you think when you first saw me? And you'll be shocked.
What
Again,
is
they could be fine as in your eyes, just that fine, like, ooh, just like that. And they would say, "I was afraid. I thought you didn't like me. I thought I had the wrong dress on." Everything that you thinking
hmm
is 100% false. Take it from somebody even like me. I am ringing my own bell. I know I look good. I know I'm fine, but a lot of times I will second guess myself when I go out. I'll look at someone else and I'll be thinking, "Oh, do I look okay? Is there something wrong? Maybe I'm not looking good." It's like you get all these thoughts of, is my clothes okay? Is this okay? Does my nose look okay? Maybe they're not looking, maybe I don't have the right. You just go all into this unsureness. Even when you dress to the T, it's still that illusionary something might be wrong. Or if I'm talking to them and they're not looking at me a certain way, maybe it's me. So that I think everybody can relate to this. High school was like prison for everybody. You
Woo,
got laughed at, picked on, talked about, because the problem with high school is everybody's problems that are happening at home
it's coming to
is
the school.
being brought to one. So bullies are only bullies because the mom and the dad or the guardian or whoever was talking shit to that kid. And what's going to happen? They're going to go to school and they're going to reverbalize, "You're stupid, you're this, you're that," all type of, and then they're going to pass it on to this. It's like a pass along energy center of uncertainty,
hmm
terribleness, and it just goes to show all that gets passed around when you're young. And then by the time you become an adult, you got so many spells that's going on in your head. So many spells. And when you accept the spell, and this is where it kind of gets tough. It, when I say accepting a spell, I mean this. When you're unconsciously aware of what spell casting is, you accept everything. If somebody calls you ugly, because you'll be, why are you call, who are you do? That's accepting it. You not, but when you get upset, you're accepting it. Or any other thing. When you're unconsciously aware, you accept every spell. Once you're consciously aware of what words do, now you have the opportunity to accept it or not. Because if someone comes up to me and they tell me, "Cosmic, you think you all that," or "Cosmic, you ain't about nothing, you're this and this and this," because I study the brain, I'm just like, "Oh, you throwing spells at me because somebody did that to you, and you are just repeating the cycle. You not talking about me. You really admire me, but it's that because your throat chakra and brain is turned off." I'm gonna tell y'all the biggest secret I found out. People who talk about you actually admire you, but they don't know how to say it. So they say the wrong thing to get on you when really they like you. So if somebody comes up and say, "Cosmic, you think you such and such," or "Cosmic, you ugly," I'm gonna just say, "No, I'm not. I'm fantastically beautiful." I don't accept that spell. When you stop it in the tracks and
Mhm.
say, nah, I reject that, I'm great. Or if somebody says, oh, you're gonna be broke, everybody broke in his family. Nope, I don't think so. I'm the most richest person in the world. That's how you you deflect, pass
Yes,
interception that shit, and then keep it going.
absolutely. And Maisha said, when I was skinny, I was too small. Now that I'm bigger, I'm too big. My family had me feeling so uncomfortable at times. And Will the Thrill, he was talking about how he met his lady. Literally, after 5 minutes of meeting her, I thought I may not get the chance again. And I don't see myself in any ways as good looking, but I'm glad someone does. So you probably just felt that she was, you was too good, she was too good for you, or you wasn't the catch that she was looking for. And look what happened. You opened your mouth, you spoke, you introduced yourself, and you guys are together to this day. And I love it. So, um, but a lot of like, and also with that, it's also what they're feeling within as well. They might admire you and are jealous of you because they feel some type of way about themselves and they can't turn that off. And it's like, how do you have so much confidence? Why do you feel like you look so great? I'm going to tear you down to my level, so I don't see you, feeling good about yourself, because it makes me feel bad that I can't do the same that you're doing. How the hell do you have confidence?
And you want to know what's interesting, Maggie? Ever since social media added comments, it increased the spell casting even worse,
Yes.
because you and I have been on, and I'm pretty sure anybody else who's been on, if you had a social media platform, you take a picture where you just look delicious and nutritious, right?
And you're feeling
You,
yourself.
yeah. And just that, again, you could have, ooh la la, ooh girl, amazing, great, wow, you look all this. And then that one, look at this food right here. It's like ever since comments became a thing,
Yeah.
it opened up a scrutinize section. And I remember before live became a thing and I was doing my YouTube videos,
Mhm.
reading the comment section was like a battleground. People,
Yes.
you think you this, oh, you talk about women, you don't, ladies, he don't love himself, he ain't black. It used to sting me. But then I've learned about spell casting and I got over it. Now, you know what I do when I go in and I see comments? I thank them. If a person says, again, this video was dumb as I don't know what, I will say,
Thank you for tuning
I
in.
appreciate you so much for watching. And I love you for speaking your piece. I cancel that noise so quickly. And it's all, actually seen people go back and forth with me maybe 2 times. But after I canceled it out, they were like, thank you for correcting me. I see the error of my ways. So I always tell people, if they come at you with negativity,
Mhm.
don't match their frequency, because it's not that they're doing it on purpose. It's just that they're stuck. You got to flip the script and be like, I love you so much for being the way that you are, because they need that positive energy. We got to remember, nobody is inherently evil. Nobody is inherently being pissed off at you, but we've been passing it along. So when you learn to flip the script, you always winning. People used to make fun of me when I was younger. I don't know. I literally accept it now. If they're just like, oh man, you got some nappy ass hair. They don't say it now, but when they used to, I know, right? Doesn't it look all types of crazy, but it's still beautiful. Like when it's almost like when you make fun of yourself, you don't give them fuel to
Yeah.
be able to do that. But when you run away from it, it's almost like, oh, that's one I can definitely get. So you got to laugh at yourself. You got to appreciate who you are, and you
Mhm.
got to build that momentum up of talking to yourself about how great you are. Because the next the I'll say this last thing, then we'll go to segment 4. But look in the mirror and cast your own spells. When you look in the mirror and you say, hey cosmic, or whoever you're talking to, yourself, I mean, you're a handsome man. You're a beautiful individual. You may feel stupid because you're just like, I don't feel right saying this. But if you say it over and over and over again, eventually you'll start to change that and you'll feel so much better.
Oh, and I love what Maisha said, and we're gonna get into segment 4. But she said, I don't like that people assume that me looking or feeling good is because of someone else. I look good for Maisha.
That's
And
right.
that's the most part about things. Especially these people that do all these changes and things like that. Are you doing it for yourself, or are you doing it for other people to, like you and love you and all that? That's not a good way to go about, these changes. No, if losing weight, gaining weight, whatever the case may be, you might want to fix your nose, you might want to bring your breast up or get a BBL and all that kind of stuff. But is this for you or is it for other people?
If it's for other people, you will never be happy. You can get as many plastic surgeries and your nails and hair and fix done, but when if you are pleasing everybody else, you will
Mhm.
never find it will never satisfy you because you're doing it for others.
Absolutely. And then, of course, we have to learn to love ourselves and be accept every flaw that you have. Um, I had a friend that she used to do it all the time. She used to go have like naked photo shoots each
Mhm,
birthday,
mhm.
just for her own self, because she was just, what, I accept all my everything. No matter what weight she was in, she just did that. She was just like, I feel sexy and I don't care what nobody else think. And if she looked in the mirror, and she grew her confidence that way, because she was just like, you know what, I'm who I am, and there's nothing you can do about changing that for me. I like what I see, but it also comes with from getting your mind together and things like that. But let's get into this segment 4. Unlimited talk and text. It sounds like a cell phone or a phone plan. It can be a trap. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about that. Let's do a little breakdown. Cell phones made talking nonstop a lifestyle. Unlimited talk and text was strategic, get people hooked on external noise and disconnect from internal wisdom. So you're hearing all that outside noise. That's what's influencing you. All that talking, talking, talking. Talking all day means less listening, less meditating, less reflecting. Constant communication leads to verbal pollution, empty chatter, gossip, arguments, anxiety. And here's a truth bomb. The more they get you to talk, the less you noticed. Every text and combo is data. Your energy is being mined. And I have a question for you when you hear this. How much of your day is filled with conversations that don't grow you? And the second question, when was the last time you sat in silence and let your spirit speak? I'll repeat it again. How much of your day is filled with conversations that don't grow you? Just feeling like you're just endless, 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 endless. You're going nowhere with this. Okay, here we are again with this conversation. I'm stuck. Or when was the last time you just sat in silence, turn everything off, social media, your friends, and sat there and reflected and took in that internal spirit? Um, if y'all want to answer that in the chat, I would love to hear what's your thoughts on that. What you think about that? It being, unlimited talk and text. Does it make sense a little bit to you now more on what that meant?
Absolutely. I would say when I because I remember, before cell phones became a thing, we
Mm-hmm.
grew up in an era where if I was at home, you got me. But even when you was at home, the only person who was on the phone the most was, okay, if mama is at the end of the night, if mama want to have her conversation, she's on the phone. Daddy was never on the phone unless it was picking up to talk about bill collectors. Or if you had that girlfriend or boyfriend, that's when you spoke on the phone. And it was more, it was in that vibe. But the moment cell phones came out, because I remember when it was first, you had to pay for minutes. You didn't talk that
Yes.
much. Only people who had cell phones were
Certain
business
certain
people
time of the
because
night. Don't call me after 7 or
yes,
9. Till
yes,
then, I'll talk to you.
yeah. Then the 7 to 9 free minutes afterwards became there. And here's a strategy that most business people don't even know. When you starve people of something, it gets them hungry. So there was a strategy behind that. Because think about it. First, it went from, okay, I got to make a business call. So business people only got cell phones, or if it was an emergency. Then it got into, oh man, I can't, I'm running out of minutes. Up. I got this time. It's almost like strategically they were making it seem like we're gonna give you just a little bit, but then you gotta wait. Oh, here go free nights in it. Then we're gonna take it away. Then next thing you know, I think Metro PCS came out
Oh
with
yeah,
this
let's change the game.
free, unlimited talk and text. And what did we do psychologically? Oh, snap. I get to talk to you all day. I get to talk. It's like the floodgates opened up. But a lot of people don't know that it was strategically placed that way because they knew that's casting spells on one another. Now, what do you hear every single day? You driving and you on the phone and you endlessly running your mouth. When you get into a conversation, how many of y'all have went out to having a good time and you dancing, you in the vibe, and then dee 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 dee, that ain't nobody's cell phone ring, but again, it's like dee 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 dee. They'll look at the phone, see that it's somebody they don't want to talk to, and they'll,
Pick it
oh
up.
my God, and they'll still pick it up. Hello, banana, and think about this. Okay, this speaker is aimed right in your ear.
Mhm.
So whatever that person is saying, you will be in a good mood. And I used to do this, and I don't do this no more. If I'm out and about and I see that I don't want to talk, or literally, if I pick up this phone, something gonna go wrong. But if I don't pick it up, I'm gonna hear it up all night. They pick it up, and your energy went from I'm loving to that person transferred energy, cast spells in your head. Now, because you go out, you take that conversation, and then when you come back in, your friends, hey, you good? Nah, I don't even want to be here no more. They just literally threw
Yeah.
you down for a loop. And most people, I remember, I'll tell you this quick story.
Mhm.
There was a beautiful island woman. I was in the dollar store. I'll never forget this. This is when I first got into crystals. I had black crystals carried around with me. My goal was, I said I was just going to hand out crystals to people who needed it. I had a briefcase, black crystals. This beautiful woman was going around the store and she was speaking French. And I love French, but she was in the downward. And she was just, I mean, when the walking down the aisle, and I said, somebody got her in a loop. So I literally went around one aisle and she kept walking by my aisle. So I knew that was like, Cosmic, you need to interfere. I stopped her. She was on the phone. She went from this angry face. Let that do pleasure. I said, hi. She said, huh? Like her face went from this to, huh? I handed her a crystal. She said, what's this? I said, good energy. All of a sudden, she just, oh, thank you. 2.5 seconds later, she hung up the phone and was able to enjoy her day. And I was like, that is what we need. If you in a negative vibe, you got to have something that's going, or someone to turn you around to be like, don't get on the phone with them because they're going to cast spells to make you feel bad.
Absolutely. And I see what Maya just said. I have to do it yesterday. I almost crashed out. Plus, a few friends called with their issues. I had to just sit in silence and just breathe. Whatever they got to talk about can wait. Whatever happened that day, as far as what helped you almost crash. Your mind knew. You know what? Mm-mm. Cut it off. I just need silence. I need to get my mind back together. I
And
need.
also don't take on everybody's responsibility. That's another thing. That's not your problem. If you got friends, I want to really say this. If you have friends that call you every time with this,
This
let me
negative
tell you what
stuff.
happened. It's time for you to tell. You don't have to cut them off, but you need to say, stop calling me with your problems, because what they're doing is they don't know how to settle their issues and they want to, what's that? Bad vibes love bad company, misery loves
Misery
company.
loves
That's what it
company.
is.
Mhm.
Yeah. So when you keep accepting that person's phone call, and if you get on the phone and you're just like, oh my God, that means that it's time for you to stop talking to them. You need to cut it off and say, listen, I love you, but don't call me with your negative problems no more, even if it hurts them.
Yeah.
Let them bask in their own energy because you don't need that.
And then I want to get back to, we're going to go to the next segment, but I just wanted to bring this back up because you was talking about how the cell phones developed and things like that. Now, we're showing our age, but there was a time when you had to meet at a pinpoint spot. It's like, because of course you didn't have a car, there was no Uber. So you either had to ride a
Nah.
bike, hand and foot, to get to your destination, unless mom and daddy drop you off somewhere. But if you're going to meet your friends, because we used to go hang at the mall and go to the movies and things like that. My mom was like, get on the MARTA and, go on over to the movies and go on. But it was like, okay,
Magic
friend,
Johnson Theater.
I'm leaving the house at 2:00, so I will hopefully be there at 3 p.m. Meet me at the concession stand of this location. I'll be there, okay? And I'm wearing red and black.
Memory game was on point.
And I didn't have a beeper, so I couldn't, put my 25, 50 cent in the payphone. And if I'm calling the operator, what time is it, operator? It's 7:00. Oh, I said I'm supposed to have been at the spot at 7:00. Thank you for that, operator. I'm telling my age now, but it was a time where we didn't have cell phones where it's like, I'm right here looking at you, girl. No, it's like she said, red shirt, blonde hair. I think that's her. I never even met this person. I just know them over the phone off of a chat line, mind you. Remember those chat lines people get on?
Yep.
And
Yep.
It's like, okay, he said blue shirt, red pants. Okay. Hey, John, is that you? Hey, what's going, But we was forced to interact with each other that way without cell phones and things like. And I felt like that was the best time in life when you really had to meet people and be social and get to know people. And it was a little bit more innocent than
It
friends get
was.
go and get together and gather and had them a good ass time. Skating rinks was open. We used to hang at the movie theater. There wasn't no fights and craziness. People were just out there because we ain't had nowhere else to go, and sitting at home on the mama wasn't the move. It's like, I need to go on over here and be with my friends. My mama won't be in my face. Thank you.
Yeah. And another thing that I really do not like about having unlimited talk and text, one, everybody's so used to it that it's almost like you don't get time to yourself. Because sometimes I find myself, because I do a lot of business now, I find myself walking around with my cell phone, even if I'm chilling, sitting down, and I'm just like, Aaron, when was the last time you had time to yourself? Even though nobody's binging you right now, you still making yourself so available that you don't got time. One of the things that grind my gears is when I go out to restaurants. I can't stand this.
Oh yeah,
I'll
right here
see
like
couples on the phone, and I'm just like, how you gonna have a
this. Selfie of my plate. Hold on.
right?
I'm eating with
Even,
the boo.
and here's another thing that I can't stand. If I go on a date with you, right, and it's our first time, if you got your cell phone, I'm dating you and 23 of your friends, because if you late, girl, he late. Now you got all these leave, do this, do that. Oh, such a, oh, now he's here. Oh, look at what I ordered. I'm not on a date
Look
with
what he
you.
got
Look at
on. And
right.
oh,
Look at
he
his
paid for the
shoes.
meal. Oh, I didn't know he expected. Girl,
Yeah. Or
Mhm.
even if the conversation, like, hey, how's your night? Oh, it's good. If it gets silent, they automatically go down to Facebook or Instagram. And I'm just like, that doesn't even allow you to engage. When you ain't got no social media, it forces you to get creative. How you doing? What's your name? How's your night? What do you like to do? Let that silence of awkwardness be great. It ain't got to be why you ain't saying nothing. Sometimes you just want to be able to look at another person. But these unlimited texts and talk, even for family time, for friendship time,
Mhm.
for family reunion time. I just came from that. It's like nobody needs to reach you, but psychologically, once again, we got on that horse.
Yeah. I love it. Said digital boys and gals don't require your bravery and confidence. I love that. It's a systematic trap, and it is because you're blocking your blessing of really getting to know that person. So,
Right.
and so for somebody like me that does have ADHD, where I do get distracted real quickly, it's like I hear my son right now. My ear is to the sun, and I'm also engaging with you. But I know how to focus when I know that's a distraction for me. But so many people take these cell phones, and I even seen it. My kids used to get mad at me sometimes. I can be watching a show or something, let's say, and they're yelling at the top of their lungs, "Mama, mama." And I realized my mama did that too. And I used to get so mad. "Mama, you don't hear me, huh? Mom, you don't hear me? I was just calling your name a mile a minute. You didn't hear me." "Oh, baby, I was watching, my stories, and I was, looking at, Matlock or something like that." And it's like, I'm mad because this lady, no, I was calling her. But now that I see myself doing that because I'm distracted,
Yeah.
so these cell phones will say, "How was your day? Tell me a little bit about yourself." Huh? What was that? Oh, you said tell me a little bit about yourself. Oh, hold on. Shanika called me real quick. Hold on, let me get that real quick. I will be there in a minute. 7 o'clock. Okay, I'm leaving here in a minute. His hat is ugly. I'm sorry. He. I'm just here for the free drinks. So you're not even here to engage and talk, and then it's like, oh, the date was dead. Because it's like you're not even engaging with me. You're not looking me in eye contact. Is a terrible thing now. People don't make eye contact. Uh, they're not listening. They're just there just to take up space. Like these clubs and things that people just be out there on their cell phone while you say you having a good old time, and everybody else is in their
They
cell
ain't
phone
even
like
dancing
just,
no more.
yeah, just nobody's dancing. They're doing
Yeah.
nothing. They're having a good time. So that's why I go to the older spots, 40 and up crew, because we get on the floor and we dance. I don't care what anybody else do, but we
Right.
gonna get on the
Right.
floor and dance and cut up a little bit. So
Yeah.
that's just me. So it's sad that social media phones have created that, especially during COVID. It made it where
Mm.
we're no longer comfortable with being social with one another.
Yeah, we're all antisocial. And especially when it comes down to family, like
Hmm.
most of the people who were born in this generation of cell phones, it destroys family as well,
Hmm.
because your little one who like your little ones before they have cell phones, they want your attention. Mommy, 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 look at me. Huh? Yeah, hold on 1 second. Or your daddy, dad, look at what I'm doing. Huh? It's like it destroys the whole, it goes back again to energy. When I'm paying
Or they putting
attention
that
to
phone in
you,
front of them. It's like, you know what? I don't want to hear you talking. Here you go.
yeah,
Take.
and giving them the phone. And now the kids are so used to looking at that that you got
Yes.
them hooked. And that's a
Hmm.
drug. People
Hmm.
don't it's nothing that you ingest, but these phones, if you look up documentaries, just like the social experiment, it's a documentary on Netflix. They talk about how these phones are to distract you and keep you away from certain things.
Oh
So
yeah.
these devices are not even just cell phone. They're not calling phones anymore. They're devices that a lot of us don't even know what's happening to you.
Hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. So, and that's one reason why I'll have my cell phone just for notes and things like that. But I'll read that note and out, because if I hold this phone like this whole time, I'm looking up, I'm not listening, I can't engage and do my show. So, and that's how I sleep at night too. I put my phone on silent, even though folks get on me about it. And it's like, I can't reach you if there was an emergency. you know, I'll get into a habit of, maybe like my mom and them, they can get through if it was in case. But it's like, I need this to be able to go to sleep and not be distracted by everything around me. So I do put myself on a certain time frame where you're not going to hear from me at a certain time of the night. And I called you. It was like, yeah, I was knocked out, because I need this to unwind. So I put stuff down because I know if I pick this up, I'm in the middle of the night like this. And before you know it, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I know I got to get up in the morning. So
Mhm.
segment 5, then we got one more after that. Then we're going to go ahead and wrap this on up. And we're going to make this short and sweet. So segment 5 is silent power, speaking less. So you know how he was talking, and not listening. Speaking less and saying more, though. So here's the breakdown. Power often speaks softly or doesn't speak at all. When words lose power when they're overused. Sometimes silence is the message. People say, you know, sometimes action speaks louder than words as well. Sometimes silence is everything that you need to know about some things. People like, I need that closure. I need this and that. You got what you needed from them just being mute and not responding after you said something to them. It's like, that's your closure right there. They read it. They seen it. I'm sure they did. Live with that. You know, um, Think of the wisest people. You remember their words because they didn't speak often, but when they spoke, it was profound. They took time to think about what they had to say before they spoke it so that you can understand it at a better level. So as some people are wise beyond their, means, and you're going to take that wisdom. It's like, oh Lord, the family, you know, patriarch of the, whatever, whoever's like that higher, somebody everybody worships, you notice they're just kind of observant, paying attention, not saying anything. But then it's
That's
like
me
when
all
they
day.
stand up and it's like, uh-oh, pay attention, everybody. He has something to say here. We need to listen. So you're going to be quiet because you're going to know that this person don't speak that often, but you're going to learn something from that person because whatever they saying, they took their time out to research and do their and everything and explain it to you in a way that you need to hear it, and it can get to you. It's like, damn, whew, I felt that because it was deep.
Hmm.
So that's what it is: silent power, speaking less and saying more. So what do you think about that?
I absolutely love silence, and this is coming from a Gemini who got four. I got four degrees of Gemini in my chart, so I love to talk.
Hmm.
But when you mentioned silence is power, the
Hmm.
first thought that came into my mind is when you run in your mouth, you can't hear yourself think. And when you don't have time to think, you don't allow greatness to come to you. So, and also remember when they said the loudest person in the room is the most ignorant or they ain't got nothing going on for them. People who talk a talk, I can do this, I can do that. There's a
Oh
difference
yeah,
between
I know quite a few
being,
people.
yeah, confident with yourself versus someone who talks the loudest. And silence is a beautiful thing in conversations and relationships. A lot of people are listening to respond versus listening to take in. And that's how arguments happen.
Hmm.
And I don't know if most people know this, but I want to ask everybody a question. You can put this in the comments. Are you one who listens to respond, or are you listening to receive? This is what I mean by that. Listening to respond is this. Let's say Maggie's having a conversation with me and she's talking, and I'm immediately them people who can't
Yeah,
let you,
yeah,
I was just at the, hey, and I was thinking the same thing. You're not listening. It's like you want to get a chance to talk, but they're waiting to jump
yeah.
in like double dutch
Every
instead
little
of
bit, it gotta
saying,
have some type of feedback to it.
yeah, like let me listen. Let me receive. Let me hear your story. And then when you're done, let me digest it for a little bit and then I'll
Amen.
have something to say. That
Hmm.
goes back to the masculine and feminine aspects. What I mean by that is, once again, masculine just means forward, out. Feminine means inner, receive. Right now, I'm being masculine by just talking, and you're being feminine by receiving. When I'm done talking, it's going to switch. You are going to be talking, and I'm going to be the receiver. When you do it that way, it's a beautiful harmony. But when
Hmm.
it goes into Maggie saying something and then I'm saying something, it's colliding. And if
Yep.
Maggie keep talking and then I keep talking, now
We're
that's
not
what
hearing each
creates
other.
arguments
Hmm.
because you're basically having two forces clashes. And that's what I want to talk. Well, you got to talk. Somebody got to stop. And if one don't know how to,
Yeah.
that's why arguments clash. So stopping to, like you said, Maggie, you was like that person who is an old soul or they're the observer. Another reason I love being a Gemini. When you first meet a Gemini, we observe you.
Oh
We
yeah.
soak every when we first come to the
Why
party,
you so
we're quiet.
quiet?
Let me see who this is. Let me see. We soak it all in. And then once our brain gets all that information, now we get into, okay, I know how you are. I know how you are. I know how this operates. So we receive, not to mention, we're the master of communicators. Geminis are literally bound to be the best speakers and the communicators. Now, not saying that all of us are like that, because when you off balance, you can run your mouth too much. I know. I used to be that person because I was around other gossipers.
Yeah.
Now I sit, I receive, I hold
Mhm.
space.
Mhm.
And when you allow yourself to think, to hear the wisdom of the so-called God, because again, everybody's not religious, but everybody who claims that they're connected with God and they believe in the word and all this other stuff, most people don't understand. Shut up and allow the voice of whoever you believe or whatever you to believe to tell you what's what. Because when you quiet, you can hear that voice. That's like, don't do that. Don't say that. Maybe speak up. Maybe do this. And when you can hear yourself think, when you finally let it out, those spells are magical and beautiful.
Oh yeah. And here's some practical tips, okay? Pause, please, before you speak. Now, I do have a problem with that sometimes where I'm working on it, where I will just say whatever I feel, or I'm one of those people that's like, well, fuck it. I don't care. I want to hear none of that. And I shut it all off. But you're going to hear me say, you son of a gun, what. You're going to hear everything I had to say and how I feel. And I don't want to hear nothing you got to say, but shut up. I'm getting off the phone now. And that person want to call and blow me up. You need to listen to me and hear what I got to say. I ain't with it. So that's a stubborn side of me that I do have where, I just want to get my word out right then and there and sting a little sharper. And then I'm cutting it off because, I don't want to hear what you got to say. And then, of course, I think about it and it's like, you know what? I shouldn't have said that. I was being a little mean. You push my buttons, and so we gotta pause before we speak. In that heat of the moment, when we argue, when I hang up that phone, please respect that I'm trying to save you. If I hang up
Hmm.
that phone, don't call me and threaten to show up at my doorstep and all that. Don't you do it. It's gonna be a bad day for you. So please give me time to breathe because this Gemini, you're gonna feel the wrath as well as and then ask yourself, does this need to be said? Is it true? Is it necessary? Speak with intention and not just habit. So the things that you're speaking, is it gonna hurt somebody because you just want to hurt them, or is some truth behind it? It's what we say to people that can make the difference. This in the silent power and things like that. When you're sitting here thinking and you're angry, and you're just thinking of the next insult, you're a fool, and I hate you. Is that true? Is that how you really feel? And was that necessary to say that to that person at the moment because you was upset? So, just something to think about there, ladies and gentlemen. It's also you can be the person that kind of triggers those conversations and arguments and fights because you're being combative and you don't care what nobody else feels. It's just like, you know what, you hurt me, so I'm gonna hurt you.
Absolutely. And it goes back to our whole segment of what we're talking about. Words are power. If
Mhm.
you're somebody who says something out of anger, I don't ever want to see you again. It's not just words. You are putting something out there to where, and these are true stories. You may say, I never want to see you again. Do you know whatever creator you believe in, or even if you don't believe in a creator, sound frequencies and vibrations travel. If you say the words, I never want to see you again, something gonna happen that maybe makes you blind. And now you ain't gonna never see him again. Or you may put something out there that causes that person to unfortunately get into a car accident or maybe pass over, and then you wondering, why did this happen? Because you didn't know that your words said what's said. It's not just words that you saying. You have to really think about what's coming out of your mouth, even if you upset. And again, we all guilty. Don't think that just because my name is Cosmic Shaman Messenger that, oh, he's always. No, I be having my ruthless moments at times. I tell people I am not no so holy saint. I am human. I will have my rocky moments if certain
Yes.
people push me, but I've learned not to let people get to me. So I've chosen to say every time I see somebody, I'm calling you, hey, beautiful, hey, handsome, hey, billionaire, hey, wonderful person. I want to call you that because it hits differently. If I'm coming up to you, Maggie, and every single day I'm like, "Hey, beautiful, how you doing today?" You gonna feel embraceful, even
Mhm.
if you don't feel beautiful that day. You know, oh, if Aaron says it with that energy, he's
It
gonna
makes me
feel good. Or,
mhm.
hey, Maggie, the billionaire, how you doing today?
Yep.
I guarantee you gonna start to hit that billionaire. I'd rather speak life
Yes.
into someone instead
Mhm.
of downgrading them because I'm telling you every word that you think about it as like this blackboard right here. I know people can't see this, but every time you say something, it's placed out there and it actually will happen whether you realize it or not.
Absolutely. And in our last segment six, the prophetic voice. I'm saying it. You are the oracle of your own life. It's getting the end of the day, y'all. And here's some breakdowns, as I always do. Every day, you're prophesizing your future. Speaking about your vision out loud builds momentum.
That's right.
Affirmation, declarations, prayers, all forms of spoken creation. Watch how your world shifts when you speak what you want, not what you fear. And here's an elevated insight: words are not just tools, they're seeds. What you say today grows roots in your tomorrow. Here's something, a question for you guys in the audience. What are your declaring? No, what are you declaring this week for yourself? If you haven't done so, go ahead and declare something today or as you're watching this show. If someone followed you around and wrote a book just based on your words, what kind of story would it tell about you? So that's two questions there. What are you declaring this week? Put it in the chat. Let's speak it into existence. I want to know what you are manifesting today, as well as if somebody followed you around and wrote a book just based on the words that you speak. What kind of story would it tell? I would love to see what some of you guys have to say about that. But what are you manifesting, Cosmic? You know, what is your declaration? Because I know you're back to this podcasting again. Where are you today?
I can tell you after this family reunion, I felt very, very good. I felt good because I made myself seen
Mhm.
by everyone. And I love everybody in there, but I was so because of after my spiritual awakening, literally feel like I got a second chance at life. When I went around my family members, I was the only one dancing. Unfortunately, I don't know why, but when the music was playing, everybody was kind of sitting down on their phone and just conversating. But I got up and I literally started dancing, and everybody was looking at me, not out of funniness or shame or guilt, but they were just, I could tell they were just like, I wish that they can do that. And one of the elders, 90, I don't know how old she was, but I know she was at least like 80 or 90. Do you know what she did?
Got up and
Because
did.
she saw me dancing, she got up and she waved. And I said, "Hey." And she was like, "Dance with me." Me and her, the eldest, I wasn't the youngest, but we danced. And in my mind, I was like, I love the fact that she was so comfortable enough and was like, bring it back to where it is. So, what I'm feeling right now, what I'm declaring and manifesting,
Mhm,
I'm the healthiest I've ever been because I feel good.
mhm.
Because I was telling everybody about health and wellness there. I'm declaring that I'm a billionaire. I do that every single time today. I got some stuff to talk to you too about after the show as
Oh
well that
yeah,
has to
yeah.
do
We'll
with
catch up.
billionaire. Yeah. So claiming to be a billionaire, which I know that I am with my energy and it's going to manifest, claiming my health and wellness, claiming that abundance is over my life, and claiming that my show, just like the Candid show, is going to be one of the very top. I don't want it to be at the top in the world, but in our world, it's
Yes.
making headlines, it's
Mhm.
reaching people, and it's just making everybody feel great to who they are. What about you? What's some of your stuff that you
Oh, for
claiming
me,
over
as
your
far
life?
as right now, it's starting to happen. Once I removed all of those things, negative things and energies that was pulling me away from my biggest goals and dreams, this podcast alone, I kept pushing it back. I'm manifesting that this show becomes so successful
Mm,
where people will be wanting to access it on different types of platforms. We're on internet radio. We're live audiences now where we actually in person and having a show, that's what I'm speaking to existence. There
Sponsorships.
you go. As well as my Atlanta Falcons Nation portion of my podcasting too.
Yes.
I'm already having
Yes.
people comfortable with coming and interviewing with me. One day I want them to look at it as like, you know what, I really like what you got going on, sponsorships. I just want to take
Hmm.
you, I want you to just be a part of Atlanta Falcons, team, media, this. I'm speaking that to existence, as well as my restaurant and bar that I want to open up because yes, I appreciate helping other people in their establishment to because my red and black event was a success. But that's somebody else's. I want my own. And of course, finances and my children to prosper with their education and they be better than I was because I grew up to learn this at a later age in life. Now I'm manifesting it into them and teaching them the way to do it at an early age. So that's what I'm putting out there, And I'm
And
just
what's
all
so
that. I'm just
beautiful?
that damn awesome. So you ain't got to tell me nothing
Yeah.
else. I'm amazing. I'm a wonderful anyway. So
Yeah. And
I'm
just
good.
like everybody who heard what Maggie and I said, why
Mm-hmm.
not speak this over your life? It's not just words. If you wake up every single day and you're saying, I'm fantastic, I'm magnificent, I'm a billionaire, or I'm whatever it is that you want, when you
Yes.
speak that over your life, it becomes true. Just like what Will the Thrill says, I'm just manifesting a week of growth and good vibes channel wise and personally just to say in the mix cognitively. Second chances I can feel. Maggie saw the hospital pics. I'm blessed to be standing. Absolutely. We love
Absolutely.
that.
God has a plan for you.
That's right.
And you spoke it out there. So you're gonna manifest growth of your channel. He took a step out on faith. He was having a lot of technical issues, health issues, but he kept pushing, kept planning, he kept going, and then he felt like he was in a good place, which is now. He said, "I'm ready. Whatever you need
That's
for me to
good.
do, I am here now." That's one of my, international guys for the Scottish Falcons, and
Yeah,
he
shout out.
6 people have joined the team of international.
Shout out to that. That's what's up.
So he's growing already. So and anybody else in the chat, if you're not even putting it in the chat, say it to yourself out loud and manifest that. Write it down, voice record it. If you got to come back to it, but put that out there. That's the whole purpose of this show. The power of the tongue. Once again, why your words shape your world. You control your own destiny, people.
And I also want to say this as well too. We're in the age of technology now. Go to ChatGPT or whatever AI thing that you have.
Mm-hmm.
After you get off this show, actually type in and say, do my words hold power? What's the science? Is it true that words manifest? Because
Mm-hmm.
we can tell you all day, not saying you all don't trust us, but when you go to source and you read it for yourself, what's the scientific? Is it true? Is it false? So if I say this, does it come true? I'm telling y'all, when you learn how to use the power of the tongue, things will manifest for you because we got to speak positively over ourselves because we might not have people fill up your cup. Honestly, I don't have a lot of people who fill up my cup. I have
Mm-hmm.
very minimal amount of people, not saying that they don't, but I'm always filling everybody else's cup.
Yep.
And I love that. And the reason I do it is because I said, if I do all this now, I know it's going to boomerang right back to me. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
I put it out there because it's such an important thing to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely, people. So from this episode, I do hope you got something from it. You learned a little bit about chakras. If you want to do some research and look it up yourself and really come back to us for the next episode, put in the chat, hey, I did my research. Because we like for you to kind of go out there and do your own studies, okay? And come back to us and say, you know what, I did read about it. And now I have a better understanding because we can tell you all day until it's blue in the face until you actually take it in front of you and read it and study it and embed it in your brain and everything else. That's when it'll catch on and you'll get that. And at the same time, it's at your own discretion if you want to or not. you know if you operate how you operate, totally respectful. But we love everybody here. We love that everybody is in here just participating from all walks of life. It says, I will have a healthier lifestyle. I will reopen my cleaning business. I will speak positively to myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Second that. Second it.
Beautiful. man, that was beautiful. So, and you will have a healthier lifestyle. Of course, you're working out now, and sometimes we do have to have those second chances that's gonna snap us into it. At first we wasn't taking it seriously. We was like, oh please. Sometimes life will sit your ass down and say, you need to get it together, you know,
Absolutely.
and take those and run with it. Thank you for keeping me alive here. But now I listen and I understand that I need to take my health because your health is your wealth. Will the thrill. It's just a pleasure to salute home. You had me when not many people did, so we'll always have you guys to in return. I care a lot about you guys. And I love it. I love it. I
Appreciate
love
that.
it.
Appreciate
Love
that.
it. And I'm glad you're here
Absolutely.
with us tonight. All the people that are here. Actually, we kept a steady audience, even some that wasn't as vocal. That's okay. I just do hope that you got something from it. Put some hearts in the chat, flowers for everybody. As you can see at the bottom here, if you want to donate to the channel, it's $ Maggie T Productions. This is Candid Room with myself, and I'm going to start just saying cosmic. You know, this is what it is, where champagne kisses meet confessions. For those that don't know what this show is, it's the Candid Room. Thank you for the green hearts and
Yes.
everything. So, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we've been going on for a good little minute, but that's okay. I love when it's a good conversation and people are, giving us some feedback. And please leave some feedback on the videos itself and share this out for someone that you might know needs to hear some of these messages sometime. Um, let's go ahead and make a toast to our journey.
Yes.
This is our champagne takeaway here, even though I'm sipping on water because I'm disciplining myself.
Mine over there in the corner somewhere. I can't grab it right now, but I'm sipping in spirit.
Okay, so we're just gonna fist pump then. How about that? So we're gonna,
I like that.
close to the journey. Ready? Let's do
Mm-hmm.
it. Boom. That's my camera
Boom.
there. Okay. So with that, we'll drink later, and whatever you're sipping on, I hope it's some herbal tea to help you go to sleep tonight. Or whatever you partake in to go to sleep at night. Just know that you are beautiful. You are
Hmm.
an amazing person, and everything that you put your mind to, you will achieve it. But you have to
Absolutely.
believe it. Don't listen to anybody else that's making you feel like you can't. Because at the end of the day, we came here alone. You will leave here alone. So take care of you, love yourself, and you're going to go a long way with that. So stop worrying about what other people feel and think, and just do it.
Absolutely. Only worry about yourself, like Maggie T said. It's your own journey. And I want to say this too. Everybody is where they need to be right now.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as I'm in the wrong place. I need to be doing this. I need to be doing that. Everything happens for a reason. Take it from somebody who studied so much about the mind, the spirit, energy, all this other stuff. Your life is so designed beautifully that you are exactly where you need to be at. So even if you feel that you're not doing good or you feel like you'll never get over the hurdle, Earth is a school. Earth is literally the school. And right now, some of y'all may have to repeat a grade, but it's not a bad thing because you will eventually get it. And now is the perfect time to realize it. So,
At first you
with
don't
that
succeed,
note, I
try
want y'all
and
to
try again. I love that.
sip on success. That's my word
Mhm.
for tonight. Sip on success. What am I sipping on? Success.
Yeah. And please put water in your bodies, people. I don't care whatever you
Yeah.
don't do. Hydrate yourself. This is the best thing that you can do for yourself. Some water. You don't do
Yes.
anything else.
Clear
Some
body,
water.
clear skin, clear mind, all that.
All of the above, people. Y'all saw my camera going crazy and stuff like that, but it's okay. We get ready to end this on tonight. That's a word. You're raising your coffee. Appreciate it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, till the next time, I'm going to go ahead and close this one out. Cosmic, let everybody know where they can find you and what you got going on in the future.
You all can find me on my YouTube channel, The Cosmic Mindset 713. I am currently hosting my lives every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have a live that's coming up
Mhm.
that is this month for me is I'm focusing on men, and I'm glad to be able to do that because there's a lot of us that are not doing what we need to do. And I personally want to see us grow. So this Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm talking about becoming a magnetic man. So this whole month of August, I'm going to dedicate my talks to how men need to step their game up, how they need to become the best versions of themselves, because we need to be leaders out here. It's a lot of the women are already leaders, not all of them, but I'm saying most of women today are taking the forefront. That's why a lot of them are in their masculine energy. They're having the babies, but they're also taking care of it and they're elevating themselves. We men have to get off our butts. We have to step up our games. We got to clear our bodies and we got to clear our minds because we want our women to look good, but they also want us to look good, but not just physically. We got to have that spiritual talk. So I'm excited about this month because I'm going to be going in. It ain't going to be nicks and crannies. It's going to be real talk. I'm going to be talking about how we can flourish in relationships. I'm going to be talking about how we need to stop focusing. The women are not just sexual beings, fellas. They are our business partners. If you look at a company, who's running everything? The CEO may be up top, but how did he get there? Or how did she get there? The women, the secretaries, the one who are running the numbers. So I want us to really focus on not being so overly sexualized and doing the same thing. It's time for us to step our games up to get ourselves in order. So
All
that's this
right.
coming Thursday.
Okay then. And what time is that typically for people to watch? And that's on YouTube.
Yes, I'm gonna be on YouTube Live. So the platform that you're watching on here, it's gonna be on YouTube, but it's also gonna be streaming on LinkedIn. I'm not on Facebook, but you will see me here again, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If it's Central, that's hour behind. That's 8 p.m. And then if you're all the way on the West Coast, I believe that's like 3 hours behind. But yes, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when I'm going to be. And mine is every single Thursday. I'm keeping a set schedule for myself. So I'm excited about that. So tell your men, force him to watch it. It's going to be even for young boys as well too. Specifically, it's going to cater to the men because we need to get ourselves back into alignment. So tell all your friends, if you got brothers, if you got, husbands or boyfriends or whatever, or even your partners, let
Mhm.
them know. Okay.
Okay, okay. And I'm glad to hear that. Cosmic Mindset, is that what it is on YouTube? Just for
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah, they can just type in Cosmic Mindset. It's Cosmic Mindset 713. But you can just type in Cosmic Mindset and it should pop up.
Okay. All right. So I'm glad you put that out there, everybody. To let me know if you subscribe or let him know that you subscribe on one of his videos, like it, what have you, share the videos. Go over there and just enjoy yourself. There's so much content over there now. Even if you want to catch the last episode he had on Thursday. Um,
Yes.
so with that, with me, as far as what's going on with me, of course, I'm Miss Maggie T production, so I'm always doing something. Um,
Always.
always. So I have a interview tomorrow night for the Atlanta Falcons Nation. She is Lauren Porter. She is another beautiful content creator of she loves the Falcons, Hawks, Braves. She gives her she went to school for journalism, and she's popular. Like people love to hear what she has to say about her sports team, and she's a home teamer. Um, and I wanted to invite her on the show to speak about the Falcons, so that's going to be exciting. Everybody kept requesting it, so I did reach out to her and I finally got her, and it's quarters with Porter or Porter, something like that. I think quarters or Porter with quarters or something like that. I'll find him. You'll find it's already scheduled. That's coming on at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night. So I want y'all to tune into that as well. It's already scheduled. I just had to get the advertisement out there. But other than that, Maggie getting ready to go eat, meditate, relax, because I got to do all this over again. And me and you, Cosmic, we got to catch up in the back. So On that note, people, good night. Thank you, Maisha. Thank you, Will. Thank you. Who was it, lady that was earlier? I can't remember her name right
That
now.
was that was Maria
Maria. Thank you again, Maria. If you're still
and
here, if you're not, I also saw Blackberry in
the
here,
home
and
team Blackberry. Yep.
yep, for the ones that didn't say anything, my sister Marshall, yep, I saw you in there too. Anybody that just kind of tuned in and just listened here, I appreciate you as well. We'll be back next Monday, and make sure you're tuning in, like I said, for this Thursday upcoming, as well as my show tonight. Did someone say home team? That's right. We sure did, home team. Go to his, actually subscribe to him, if you're a Falcons fan or a sports fan, period. Great channel. He's building his subscribers up and everything else. Go over there and give him a listen, as well. He does have podcasts that he does too, and merchandise. So y'all tune into that. You want some custom made apparel. But on that note, we've been on here for 2 hours and 20 minutes. So it's time to go. Good
Oh
night,
yes.
people.
Peace
Peace
out,
out.
y'all.
Love it.